Today, like I said, I'm always nervous to stand on stage to share my story, God's story, because it is not a glorious past that I had. So today it's nerve-wracking, but I am ready to share with you because I believe God's story is going to touch every one of you in a very personal way. And, I had a very difficult childhood, and I was constantly struggling with my self-worth, who I was and where I came from. 在小时候的我一直在怀疑，到底我是谁？我自我价值是什么？我一直在问我自己这些问题，在很小的时候，而且我家里是蛮贫困的。I wasn't born with a silver spoon. My dad, he ran a small business, and my mom was a full-time homemaker. They had 3 children to feed, and I was the youngest. 我是家中最小的。对，他们总共有3个孩子，我一个姐姐，一个哥哥。To make ends meet, my mom would try to do all kinds of odd jobs, like sewing umbrellas. Okay, let me just show you quickly how I looked like when I was a little girl. Yeah, 这是小时候的我。I know I look like a boy, but a girl, a very cute girl who looked like a boy. I think I was probably like 2-3 years old, 应该是2-3岁的时候吧。And 小时候是可爱。OK， 然后长大后我就不敢说我很可爱了。待会儿你就看，你就知道为什么我觉得我长大后没有很可爱。I was kind of cute when I was very young, but not so cute when I started to grow up. So let's talk about my mom. She would do all kinds of odd jobs, just to make ends meet, just to make sure that she provides for the family, like sewing umbrellas. In Hokkien we say 剃雨伞. I think our 阿公阿嬷的年代应该会知道剃雨伞. And also she would babysit, like they say, okay, I tell you first, I will have a lot of sprinkling of Hokkien because my mother is a Hokkien. So my Hokkien not bad lah, and my papa is a Cantonese, so 我廣東話都係幾 OK 㗎. Okay? Wow, very multilingual. I think that's the best part about, being born in Singapore and into a family that speaks dialect. So young people out there, trust me, go learn dialect. It's the best thing you can ever have because that's how you connect with the elderly. I know a lot of you want to do voluntary work at the old folks' home, at some places. Go learn some dialect. It would really do you a lot of good because all these grandparents will love you and adore you because you can speak Hokkien, Cantonese, Hainanese, Teochew. So I'm very grateful that I was born into a family that could speak dialect. And now, talking about mom, she would also have to dry ikan bilis in the baskets under the hot sun. We call it pak gang hu kia. It's really, really tough job. And she was pregnant with my sister when she was doing that. And she had to fold joss paper, also known as spirit money, kim chua. So all these efforts, all these different jobs for very, very little money. So every dollar and cent that we earned, my parents earned, was very precious to the children. Both parents, they suffered a lot, especially my mom. So as children, we were taught to be as thrifty as possible. My schoolmates, I still remember, they would buy a few sets of school uniforms a year, a few, shoes, like pairs of shoes a year, but I could only afford 1 set of uniform a year. Maximum 2 sets of uniforms. I would have to wear them till from white they'll turn to yellow, from sky blue they turn to dull blue, like very light blue. And even when it comes to school shoes, 我鞋子这个学校的鞋子要穿到破洞为止，我才能够买新的。I had to wear them till they were completely worn out and had holes in them. Then I could ask for money to buy a new pair of shoes. And because of that, I was often judged and looked down upon by my school teachers and friends because of my shabby appearance. 因为我看起来脏脏的、乱的，所以呢，很多的朋友不喜欢我，老师也没有很喜欢我。I hated school from the beginning. Let me tell you why. I still remember the first day of school. I was seated at the back of the classroom. I was very dark and skinny, like a kampong chicken. Kampong kueh, san pipa, my mommy will call me. This is how I used to look like. Ayo, the small one is me. Yeah, the small one is me. The kampong chicken over there is me. I told you, 长大了好像没有太可爱，对不对? So yeah, so I feel that during that period of my life, I wasn't that cute. So I remember during recess time, the primary 6 children, they would come to my classroom to pick the primary one students like myself to go to the canteen for breakfast. So the big sisters, they would choose the ones whom they liked at first sight. 难免嘛，对不对? So they all chose a kid whom they liked and then held their hands and went off to the canteen. Guess what? I was the only one left in the classroom. No one chose me. At 7 years old, I picked myself up, went to the canteen to eat alone. I was deeply affected. 没人选我，没人带我去吃东西，好难过，很伤心。But I could tell nobody. 我可以跟谁说？其实我连父母也没有说，因为我不知道要怎么跟他们分享我心里面的难过。So during special occasions like Teachers' Days and Children's Day, I would never get a chance to get involved with any student performances because my classmates would tell me, "You're not talented enough to be part of the team. Yeah, 你不够才华，所以你不可以跟我们一起跳舞，你不可以跟我们一起演戏." Guess what I'm doing for a living now? I'm an artist. By God's grace. You know, my friends, they discriminated me. Some of my teachers, they did not like me too. One of my teachers, she actually punished me by physically abusing me a few times. She would pinch, and flip my eyelids inside out. 真的是那个眼皮翻哦，可以 inside out 哦，翻出来，然后呢，拿我的头来撞桌子， bang my head on the desk, and even called me stupid just because I forgot to bring my 听写簿. I know you're heartbroken for me, right? But it was true. It's really, really true what I went through as a little girl. Another teacher, she accused me of stealing and even humiliated my parents by telling me that my parents must be uneducated, illiterate, because she claimed that one of the characters in my Chinese name did not exist in the Chinese dictionary. It's called Li Xinyu, as you can see on screen right now. I was like, 这个玉, Li Xinyu, 这个玉, are you sure it's not in the dictionary? So the first thing that I did when I went home was to look up the dictionary to see for myself if the teacher was right. Guess what? I found a Chinese character. It is a very uncommonly used Chinese character, this yu. So the very next day, I was very excited. I went back to school. I showed it to the teacher. 我跟老师说，老师你看，我的名字李新玉，这个玉真的有在字典里面。And it has got a beautiful meaning to this yu. This yu actually means a transparent jade. 它是一个非常稀有的透明玉。玉很多时候都是绿色的，对不对？透明的是非常难找到的。So I explained to her, I said, 其实我的名字 it means a transparent jade in the shape of a heart. How beautiful is that? Is my name really nice? It's a wonderful name. I know. Now I really appreciate my name. And I told the teacher. She brushed me off and she did not even apologize. 但是我一直觉得我爸爸妈妈帮我取的这个名字太好了，李新玉。因为我从小到大不管做什么事情都是用心去做，因为我永远相信只要用心去做肯定没错。Am I right to say that? Just use your heart to do anything with your work, your family life, and trust me, it will never be wrong because you use your heart and your sincerity to treat life and treat people with love. I don't know why I didn't have much luck with very nice, caring teachers in school. Another incident that left a very deep scar in my heart was when I was asked by a teacher to stand in front of a bench in front of my classmates one day, like me, standing on a stage so that everybody at the bottom could see me. So I was standing there, and my teacher pointed her finger at me and told everyone that I was a bad role model. She said, "Don't be messy like her. Look at her. She's like a jungle girl. You must never be like her." Wow, I thought to myself, I must have looked quite bad for her to humiliate me like that. I can laugh about it now. I can still have a smile on my face. But back then, I felt that my world completely turned upside down. It was the very first time in my life that I understood the meaning of humiliation. I was probably only 8 years old, 9 years old. I felt that, I was so embarrassed. I just wanted to dig a hole and just die inside. 我真的很想挖个洞，就死在里面好了。我不想见人。我觉得我活在这世上有什么用？ I felt like a complete idiot. I've never felt so ashamed, so rejected, and so condemned in my life. I felt that no one loved me, and I was a nobody's child. It was during that time that I started to develop an orphan's heart. 我不知道为什么我开始产生一个孤儿的心态。我不是孤儿，但是心里面总觉得我是个孤儿，因为我没有人爱。Another reason why I wasn't popular in school was also because I wasn't very good at my studies. I have to be very honest. I wasn't a top student. My grades weren't fantastic. But I always managed to pass my yearly exams. And I always talk to my alien self, like, wow, very heng man. Wow, never fail. That was how I used to tell myself, wow, no need to stay back in school one more year. And my results were so mediocre to a point that my mom, she couldn't take it anymore. She couldn't stand it anymore. And she actually asked me to quit school and come out to work so that I can earn some money to support my family. I remember she said it in Hokkien. Belinda, she calls me Belinda, 我跟你講啊，你無需要讀書對不？你咪撩我的鐳哈，出來做工賺淡薄鐳哈來飼雞好不？ I still remember, not bad, right, Hokkien? I always tell people I am an alien at heart, So, yes, it was true. It was true that I hated school. But I knew the importance of completing my O-levels at that time, so I persevered. Of course, I know that it doesn't mean a thing now. O-levels is really nothing at all. Times have changed, and I know that. I didn't know God at that time, Jesus Christ, but I could sense that there was a higher power always watching over me, especially during my exams period. Otherwise, I was thinking, how was it even possible that I could pass every year? 每年可以及格嘞，虽然那个分数没有很好啦，50 upon 100 是 pass， 我可能55这样就及格了嘛，对不对？ So I feel that God probably, He knew that if I have failed and had to retain in school for one extra year, I would have completely given up on myself. I always joke about how people, they suffer from low self-esteem. I suffered from no self-esteem. I did not even know what that was. It was that bad. Honestly, I don't even know how I managed to overcome all these obstacles and not turn bitter or wayward, And, 去参加私会党，我为什么没有这么做？我也不知道为什么我没有变坏。Since young, I've always yearned for acceptance. But no matter how hard I tried to please others, I was never accepted. All I got was rejection after rejection, condemnation after condemnation. I was called names. 小时候很多人都会叫我一些很难听的名字。I was always told that you're good for nothing. 你没有用，你没用，你会不？ We never wanted you. 我们不要你的。You are not good enough, and you would never amount to anything in life. I never had any words of affirmation when I was a little girl. So I grew up believing that I was a lowlife, not having the courage to dream at all, because I believe what people told me. 我相信人家告诉我，你将来长大后一定会失败，你一定是一个很失败的人。So I grew up thinking that I would fail, really. So that's why when the books were sold out, how can it be? Not because I doubt, but I have to put all my trust and my faith in God, because it is not by my own doing, by my own talent, but it is through His grace that I am able to stand in front of all of you to share how amazing He has been to me in my life, my 40 years of my life. So as a little girl, my heart was completely broken. Well, life did not get any better when I was growing up. People always say, oh, the entertainment industry is very dark and complicated. 娱乐圈是很复杂的. Okay, well, I'm not going to lie to you. They're not too far from the truth. I had to learn to put up with criticism from the public, the general public. It was very torturous. I was very concerned with how people would look at me. Do they like me? Do they not like me? 这个现在观众喜不喜欢我？你们喜不喜欢我？你们会不会讨厌我？你们会不会接受我？ The public's opinion mattered so much to me that I became a people pleaser. I would only say yes, and I would never say no. I didn't dare to stand up for myself. I was afraid of offending or rejecting other people because I was afraid of being rejected. 我很怕去得罪别人，拒绝别人，因为我很怕他们会拒绝我。I even tried looking for true love and acceptance at all the wrong places. Yes, boyfriend 换了一个又一个。I had one failed relationship after another, and I'm not proud of it. If I ever have a choice again, I would rather just have one partner for the rest of my life. But life is not that simple. It's usually a little complicated because we complicate things. What was I really searching for? And all these people whom I dated and had a relationship with, all I was searching for was security and a sense of belonging with the man whom I was with. 我寻找的是什么？安全感、归属感，因为我真的希望能够找到一个真正爱我的人。But I found myself plunging deeper and deeper into darkness after each broken relationship. My love life was in a mess. My career as an artist wasn't smooth sailing either. During the first few years of my contract with the local TV station MediaCorp, as all of you know, I had to take on projects that I wasn't completely comfortable with because I knew I was still, discovering myself, and I wasn't exactly in my element, hosting a lot of wacky variety shows. 你知道台湾以前啦，还有很多的综艺节目，每次要搞笑，要哈哈哈，嘻哈嘻哈。但是那个时候我觉得好辛苦 because I wasn't really like that, So 因为我自己不自在 I was uncomfortable with the way I performed. It's very natural for the audience to not like my performance as well. And they started criticizing me. 他们开始不喜欢我了。And then 观众 would say a lot of 非常难听的话。They would say things like, 哎呦, the Belinda Lee so fake on TV, so unnatural. She laughs like a 小杂货 on TV. Yeah? And they would say things like, I can't stand the sight of her. And some would see me on the streets, come up to me and tell it in my face that they would switch channels whenever they see me on TV. They would say, 我看到你就讨厌. Wow! To make things worse, I was voted turn off of the year by a local newspaper one year. 一个本地的一个报章，对，说我是年度最令人讨厌的女艺人. It was a very big blow to me, now that you know about my past. I was like, God, what have I done wrong? I tried so hard, but I always ended up getting condemned by people. I tried my best, but my best was never good enough. I remember one producer telling me before that, Belinda, you need to be neutral, you need to be emotionally very strong if you want to be a good presenter. But the real Belinda is a very vulnerable soul, and I often wear my heart on my sleeves. And I still do, till this very day, because that's the way I've been created. I am like that. I am soft. I am, the way I am. I just didn't know how to be strong and to be something that I wasn't. So over time, I started to feel more and more detached from work. I was very unhappy, and I was on the verge of giving up. 觉得自己好软弱，我好想放弃。In 2007, I was already Christian, but I still had no faith in God. How many of you can identify with me, right? 是一个基督徒，但是你却没有太大的信心，你对上帝没有太大的信心。I was still living life and resolving issues based on my own strength. I was so tired, 我好累。I didn't understand that it was not by my own might, but by the power of God that would turn my situation around. I wasn't sure if God knew my circumstance. Did He even hear my prayer? My mind was just swamped with all these negative thoughts. I was thinking to myself, wow, Belinda, you have been in the entertainment industry for so long, but I didn't feel that I made a name for myself. 我觉得我在这个娱乐圈这么多年，但是那个时候我并不觉得我很成功。其实我觉得我很失败。Maybe 我的 ex-boyfriend 是对的。Maybe my ex-boyfriend was right. He told me, Belinda, you have missed your boat. You're better off just getting married to me and have kids. You should just forget about pursuing your dreams. 他跟我说 How many 巩俐 or 章子怡 do you have in Asia? 所以算了吧，结婚生子就算了，嫁给我就算了，什么都不要想，放弃你的梦想吧。 Imagine somebody whom you have loved with all your heart tells you to forget about pursuing your dreams. It was very, very painful. And I'm glad he's an ex. Right? But girls out there, you know what I mean. I was dejected, and I started losing my vision. And worst of all, I slipped helplessly into depression. I wanted to just throw in the towel and just end it all, my work and my life. 我唯一的念头就是想要放弃我自己，放弃生命。When I was at the lowest point of my career with no work for about 6 months, no projects whatsoever, one day my company called me and told me there was a new travel show that required me to travel off the beaten track around the world to look for Singaporeans, and it was called Find Me A Singaporean, 西游记。我想知道在座的朋友有几位有看过西游记的 Has anyone? Hey, that's quite a lot of you. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you. And I know you support because Michael Ong was in one of the seasons. Am I right? Did you like the show? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yes, it was this show called 西游记, Find Me A Singaporean. Now, there is a little story behind this, okay? So when they called me to tell me to host the show, the reason was because another host wasn't available. Belinda, 我跟你讲啊，有这个新的节目新的 concept 嘞。你主持了因为刚刚他们要找的那个主持人你刚好没有空，那你来做啦，这样。And I thought to myself, why? Why am I always the second choice? Why can't I be the first choice? You know, it almost felt like 無魚起馬好。You know, no fish, never mind, at least got some prawns, you know. And I didn't feel like I was a prawn. I felt more like a hebi. A tiny little shrimp who happened to be free, who happened to be available. At that time, I remember I hung up the phone and I immediately debated with God. And I told God, I am very, very sick and tired of hosting all these silly variety shows. 我好累，我真的很累。If this is a project that is planned by you, given by you, then you perform a miracle. 我开始跟上帝谈条件了。I've never done it before, but 我开始谈条件。I told him what I wanted. I said, I wanted the show to be on prime time, and it will be a show that will touch and impact the lives of many. That was my specific prayer. Lo and behold, it really happened. Find Me A Singaporean was aired on prime time. And it went from a half an hour show to a 1 hour show because it got very popular. Most importantly, the stories that we featured were so inspirational that many viewers wrote in to share with us how impacted they were with the show. Now, before I carry on, I also wanted to share with you something that you are seeing on screen right now. This picture is taken in Hong Kong in one of the slums. 你会觉得香港嘛很繁华，但是香港也有非常多贫困的人，他们住的就是一些屋顶，就是屋顶上面就是随便盖了一个家一个房子，他们就住在里面，而且是非常危险，因为有台风的话，他们的家就会被摧毁。So I was in one of the houses and I felt like a different person altogether because for the very first time in my life, I felt that I could afford to be the real Belinda on TV. You know, I could cry whenever I'm very moved, you know, and smile and laugh whenever I'm very, very happy. I didn't have to pretend to be something that I was not. I saw how God's hand was in the picture, molding me, shaping me into the person that I am meant to be, into His original image, into His perfect image. For I have learned in the Bible, if God is for me, who can be against me? 神若帮助我们，谁能抵挡我们？ For His thoughts are higher than my thoughts. His ways are higher than my ways. 他的旨意高过我的旨意，他的道路高过我的道路。And now you see pictures of me cooking. I'm going to show you, I think many of you still have not had your breakfast, right, or lunch. Guarantee you're going to salivate, you're going to drool. Okay, for Find Me a Singaporean, 有趣的一点是, I am always being asked to go cook a Singaporean dish for the Singaporean living overseas, okay? It can be anything. 就好像是 you are like a miracle chef. 这个人喜欢吃 pandan cake. I have to learn how to make pandan cake. 这个人喜欢吃 nasi lemak. You have to learn how to make nasi lemak. These are the following pictures. Nasi lemak. Wow, ye jiang fan. I remember I had to cook this in Scotland. Had to bring all the kacang, all the peanut la, lemongrass, chili, nasi lemak rice, coconut, everything. I brought it from Singapore all the way to overseas so that I could get ready to cook all these delicious Singaporean dishes for them. This is nasi lemak that I cook in Scotland. Yeah. 还有 Ta-da! 菜刀粿菜刀粿有黑的有白的任你选 This one is Germany. The lady said, I miss 菜刀粿 So the producer said, go and make 菜刀粿 I don't know, just go learn, I don't care. So 菜刀粿也是这样子砰这样子煮出来的 And this one, wow! This is black pepper lobster. 黑胡椒龙虾 in 美国 in the States, I remember. Same thing, 导播，我们这个 Singaporean 啊，很想念吃那个黑胡椒螃蟹，你去煮吧。我不会，不管，你去煮，去学。And then, you remember when I went there, I got all the ingredients except for the seafood. I had, for the first time in my life, I had to, because no crabs, so I have to buy live lobsters. I had to physically slaughter 4 lobsters, live lobsters, so that I could deliver this black pepper lobsters for the Singaporean staying over there. And I remember I cried as I was killing the lobster. So this is black pepper crab. And kueh pie tee. Kueh pie tea in the Middle East, I remember. And I took like more than 5 hours to cook this. You know, you must be wondering to yourself, wow, Belinda, what's happening? You are such a good chef, man. But how come you never cook for us? My friends would tell me that, huh? And to be very honest with you, I don't even cook in Singapore. I really, really don't. How did I even manage to churn out all these local dishes when I was overseas? I don't know. I really don't know. I always pray so hard for God to help me because I don't even know where to start. I would sometimes ask my mommy, 伊suka 食这类好吃无啊？伊 suka 食鸡饭啦，我比较吃鸡饭啦，你晓教我无？ You know, it was always like that. I remember. And then those that she doesn't know how to cook, then I will have to go watch YouTube. So YouTube became my best friend because I needed to find out recipes from YouTube. So even pandan chiffon cake, even though it was big lopsided, it was all based on YouTube recipes. So I would say this is definitely the miracle of God, that I was able to deliver time and time again 4 seasons of Find Me a Singaporean. Imagine how many dishes I have cooked. It also means next year, maybe I will be selling a Belinda Lee cookbook already over here. Will you buy? Yeah. My manager is already thinking about this. Maybe Belinda Lee cookbook for next year, huh? So yeah, so it's not to make you envious or to think that 我好多力，我好厉害，我有多么厉害, how talented when it comes to cooking. I am not talented, but it's truly by the grace of God that I was able to do all these things. Many people, they commented that Find Me a Singaporean, COC, and a lot of my travel logs, they have a very different spirit. For me, it was God's spirit. His overflowing love and compassion for the people in my show, especially the poor and needy. So my career started to take off again after the success of my travel logs. And I realized that God has allowed me to go through such a difficult childhood with so many setbacks. It's because if I have never tasted what it was like to be poor, to be rejected, condemned, abused, and depressed, I would never have been able to understand and feel the pain of the people whom I have interviewed and even wept silently with them. Many of you have watched me tear on national TV. God has chosen to use my past hurts and weaknesses for His greater purpose. He has allowed me to go through brokenness so that I can be used as His vessel to reach out to the brokenhearted. He specially used me in the entertainment industry to be a mouthpiece for Him, to be a voice for the voiceless, the rejected, abandoned, wounded, and depressed. This is one of my favorite pictures. You saw me, 我刚才那个 intro video 有介绍，我去了一个垃圾山在柬埔寨 and I picked up this baby at the dumping ground. She was really naked like that. I saw her, I fell in love with her, and I knew that I needed to take a picture with her. Of course, I couldn't bring her back to Singapore, right? But I wish I could. But that was the best memory ever at the dumping ground at Cambodia. World Vision, which is a non-profit Christian humanitarian organization, they saw God's compassion through my programs. So they approached me to become their Goodwill Ambassador in 2014. Until this day, I am still actively involved in their young leadership outreach programs and child sponsorship programs. And so there will be some news about this ambassadorship. But for me, it's not about the newspaper coverage that I wanted to get. It's more about truly trying, in my little ways, to help the people in need. This is one of the girls whom I am sponsoring, and she's in Nepal. This picture was taken after I climbed 2 to 3 hours up the mountains to visit her and her family. To be honest with you, can you see that I'm wearing my high heel shoes? And my ankle is very swollen now because during my trip in Nepal, after visiting her, I needed to 下山, go down the mountain, and it was completely dark. I did not know where I was stepping, and I tripped and I fell and twisted my ankle, and it's been an old injury all the way till now. So as I'm talking to you, actually I'm in a lot of pain, and later on I might need some help to bring me down the stage because it's already swollen. But for me, it's all worth it because to see the smile on my sponsored child face is totally worth it. And I am also sponsoring another girl, Vimian from Cambodia. This picture was taken last year when I went for a Christian conference. So all these life-changing experiences, like you said, Belinda, you travel so much. Yes, I've traveled so much. I've met so many amazing people. These life-changing experiences inspired me to write my own book called Larger Than Life, celebrating the human spirit. It's not even about my story. It's about the stories of ordinary people living extraordinary lives. It is a collection of heartwarming stories that I've gathered from many inspiring individuals whom I have met during my travels. They're larger than life, not only because they have the hearts of giants, but because they have risen above the things that could have weighed them down, be it poverty, timidity, disability, in order to fulfill their life's purpose. Last year, Larger Than Life won Popular Reader's Choice Award alongside history makers like the late Subhas Anandan, who was Singapore's best-known criminal lawyer, and our founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, Akong's book. And my book was being placed at the same pedestal with their books. Once again, I was shocked and I was overwhelmed. That's why I know that God is so real in my life. And like I said, feel free. Go grab a few copies during this Christmas and even give it to your friends, your loved ones after Christmas is over, during New Year. Because Christmas is a time of celebration. Christmas is also a time when many people are living in hopelessness. This book saves quite a few lives from killing themselves during Christmas season because somebody bought the book and gave it to somebody suffering from depression. And because of that, they walked out of depression and they told themselves they want to live a life with purpose. This book traveled all the way to the prison, where a lot of these prisoners, they have got no entertainment. All they could do was to read. My book went into the prison, they read the book, passed around to the rest of the inmates, and they told themselves, when I go out, I want to be a better man. I want to love my family. I want to find a proper job. It's a book that inspires, changes lives, motivates. So I would strongly encourage each and every one of you to go grab the book, not just for yourself, but also for the people whom you know who might be going through some struggles in life right now. And for your information, all proceeds of this book goes to helping more people who are under the care of World Vision. So nothing comes to me. It all goes to doing more work out there. You know, I recall in 2012 during Christmas season, 那个是几年前的事情了. I was in church singing praise and worship, and suddenly I felt the Holy Spirit impressing on my heart. It says, Belinda, go to Bible school next year, and I promise you that I will bless you abundantly and in ways that are beyond your imagination. So I took that leap of faith and took 6 months of no pay leave. Yeah, I'm a graduate. So I took 6 months of no pay leave for my company. And many people told me, Belinda, are you crazy? It's not a wise move to do that, especially if you still want to do well in the industry. You shouldn't take leave. You should work very, very hard. But for the very first time in my life, I did not go around seeking for advice and approval. I made up my mind to do what I deemed was right because my heart felt right. Even my mom, who was initially against my idea, she eventually gave in. She actually said in Hokkien, she said, "Haya, Belinda, 我跟你讲啦，你有一双脚啊，你个安尼后生，无负担，也袂生囝，无家庭哦，你想爱做什么就做什么，欢喜就好." That was what she said. She said, sweetheart, Belinda, you've got no family, you've got a lot of freedom, you've got no children, no commitment. Just do whatever makes you happy. I'll give you my blessings as long as you're happy. With her blessings, I took 6 months of no pay leave and I went to School of Theology. 28 days, I still remember, 28 days after I started school, I had to attend our company's annual Star Award ceremony. 一年一度的红星大奖. I remember when I went to the award ceremony with Matthew 6:33 engraved in my heart, I bagged 3 awards that night. It's another miracle. I won Best Infotainment Host, Top 10 Most Popular Female Artist, and Best Shape Award. What is Best Shape Award? Meaning nice figure lah. 好身材，但是现在身材有点走样了。And on that very night, I remember specifically, I felt like the gates of heaven were wide open for me. 就好像现在在拿奖，我真的可以感觉到天堂的大门是敞开的。God, He poured out His blessings in abundance for all to see. His glory was showcased in the most splendid way. So splendid, so glorious, that the reporters actually asked me, who was that Yahweh whom I thank on stage, So they kepo lah. After you receive an award, you go backstage, they all swim around you, they all crowd around you, they ask, and they will ask, hey, Belinda, 恭喜你啊，我问你嘞，你刚才在台上谢谢那个很爱你的 Yahweh， 那个 Yahweh 是谁？你的 boyfriend 啊。So, who's that? Is that your boyfriend, Yahweh? And I say, yes, he is my boyfriend from heaven. 他的名字叫耶稣 Yahweh, Jesus Christ. And then, of course, sometimes being media, being reporter, they'll go, hi. Because disappointed, not like a physical boyfriend, Actually, to me, I feel that he is better than a boyfriend because this boyfriend will never leave me nor forsake me. Amen? He kept his promises. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto me, unto you. 先求他的国，他的义，这些东西都必加给你们了。During my 6 months of no pay leave, when I had no TV project and very, very little exposure, God, He showed me that He is also my provider by blessing me financially with a few very reputable endorsements, with high visibility, lots of engagements as well. 很多广告，很多的通告， 没有任何的曝光率，怎么可能？ It was a miracle because usually these endorsements are given to the most popular artists with the highest exposure on TV. And all these, as you can see, and they are all very reputable brands that I was associated with. In fact, I feel that he gave me more than I have asked for. It was clear. It was very, very clear to me that all God wanted for me to do was to stop pleasing the world. Just go please Him, and He would take me to places that I could only imagine in the past. Some of you might not know this, but I've officially left MediaCorp beginning of this year. Was it difficult? Yes. Was it a struggle? Yes. Did I take a long time to think about it? Yes. But I knew I had to do this. It was another big leap of faith because I chose to get out of my comfort zone to pursue a greater purpose in life. And if I did not do that, I think most likely, Pastor, I wouldn't be here standing on stage sharing on a Christmas day my testimony with all of you, 因为我应该会在拍戏。 会在国外主持节目，我应该没有这个机会，有这个自由来选择我在什么时候能够服侍上帝。So to me, this is definitely one of the best decisions that I have made, and that is to pursue a greater purpose in life. Now that I am on my own, all the more I need God in every situation that I am in. No matter what happens, I just keep telling myself, Belinda, God is in total control of your life, and He will never leave me nor forsake me. He is my ultimate boss. 他才是我真正的老板，他才是我的 CEO. 我不用害怕 I shall not have any fear. This is what I kept telling myself. Even when it comes to the salvation of my family, God, in His perfect timing, took care of everything. My mom, who told the whole world that she would never become a Christian, received Christ when I was still schooling in Bible college. This picture, remember you guys had water baptism today? This was taken during her water baptism as well. Look at her face. It was radiant. And for your information, she actually went for water baptism on her own. She didn't tell the family. 我爸爸去洗礼没有跟我们家人讲嘞，他先洗了再说，先睡了才来讲。他跟我讲，所以他就回到家跟我讲，我跟你人讲啊，我睡了 like that, you know. And it was truly amazing. And you know, for me, that's a true form of conviction. Because she willingly did it. No pressure, nobody forced her. She did it on her own accord because she truly wanted to know who this amazing God is, and she welcomed Him into her life. My mom, she was so hungry to know more about God. She prayed unceasingly for God to teach her how to read the Bible because she was illiterate. She was uneducated. 我妈妈是不识字的，没有读过书。A miracle did happen. One day, she came to me beaming with joy, sharing with me that God answered her prayer. This is the next picture. She can finally read the Bible. Not every word, of course, but she could at least understand the gist of it. This is my mom, lying on the sofa couch, very comfortable, reading Chinese daily bread. Not everything she understood, but at least she could understand a little. At that time, I was thinking, wow, she must be imagining things, you know, cannot be. But my neighbor, she came to me and she rebuked me by telling me, Belinda, you have too little faith in God. Because she prayed for her own elderly parents to also be able to read the Bible, and God performed a miracle on them. So for those of you out there, 如果你有什么爸爸妈妈阿公阿嬷，他们真的很想认识主耶稣，但是他们不识字，看不懂那个圣经，怎么办？你不用担心，只要你为他们祷告，只要你叫他们请求上帝给他们这个智慧、这个能力。Trust me, God will truly perform a miracle on your grandparents and on your parents as well, because He did the same for my mom. At that time, all I could say was, praise the Lord. What a miraculous Abba Father I served. And even this is my mom when she celebrated her 66th birthday. I remember she was so happy. She pointed out her fingers like that. She said, 我66岁 Hallelujah! That was what she said during her birthday. And even my sister, my own sister, whom everyone also believed would never become a Christian, she also gave her life to God shortly after my mom became a Christian. And now I feel that my sister is even more fervent than I do. And she's really going around praying for people, truly believing that God is such a faithful God. In February 2016, my beloved mother, she passed away after 6 years of battling with cancer. During her last remaining days, not only did she not complain about why God did not heal her, she continued to spend her time praising and worshiping God every day till the day she went home to be with the Lord. 她每一天都一直在敬拜赞美主，直到她走之前。I remember a week before she finally took her last breath, she instructed one of my aunties to cook a scrumptious breakfast to serve her friends, the members, and the pastors of the Chinese church that she was attending, because that was what she was used to do when she was still mobile. 我妈妈在还没有病倒之前，还没有去世之前，她真的煮了好多好料给教会的每一位牧师还有朋友吃，炒米粉 you name it 藕粿，他什么都会。他会跟我讲 Belinda 我不读过册，我不晓读册，但是我会晓煮食。我没有读过书，但是我会煮饭。我希望我能够用我这个才能去服侍上帝，服侍上帝的朋友，服侍上帝的孩子。So that was what she used to do. And a dying woman like my mom, she was not thinking about her own needs, or she was blaming God when she was, on her deathbed. All she was thinking about was, God, I just want to continue serving you. 我要继续服侍你. I just want to serve your people till the very end of my life. That was what she said. That's why she would have instructions to make sure that other people, her loved ones, will be able to do the same for her, do all the things that she wants to do for the people in church. I still remember my mom would cry out loud to God in the middle of the night to take her home whenever she was in great pain. She would suddenly have supernatural strength to get up in the middle of the night, hold on to the window grill, walk slowly to the wardrobe where there was a mirror there. 你要记得 at that time, she was already under morphine. 她有打吗啡。你知道 how weak they can be. She looked at herself in the mirror, and with all her strength, all her might, I don't know where she got the energy from, and she started to shout. This is the exact volume that I'm gonna demonstrate to you. That was what she said. 耶和华，求你带我回家。That was her volume. She said, Jehovah, I beg you to take me home. My family knew that she was ready to go home. It was painful to let her go, but we knew she was ready. Her deep love for God has touched the hearts of many people. So during her funeral, my auntie, my uncle decided to give their lives to Jesus Christ. Mom's unwavering faith. Her faith continues to serve as a powerful testimony to myself and to the people around her, even till this very day. For me, my family's salvation is even more precious than any of the awards I have won. 我家人的得救比我得过的任何奖项还要珍贵。Because their salvation is eternal, 是永恒的。All these blessings came not because of how many good deeds my mom and I did. It was because we stopped struggling. We finally stopped struggling to please the world. I stopped asking the world for opinions. Mom and I, we chose to fix our eyes on God and God alone. He was the only one who could carry us in His arms and walk us out of the shadow of death. Mom, she did not fear death because she believed with all her heart that our Abba Father was going to welcome her with open arms and finally and personally lead her through the white gates of heaven when she meets Him one day. And I know Mama is looking down from heaven at me, smiling and saying hello to everybody. And I know that she's doing that. I know she's so proud that her daughter is spending Christmas to reach out to more hearts, more lives out there, to get to know who this amazing God is. As for me, it is the unmerited grace and mercy of God that has helped me to stand tall again. It is His faithfulness, it's His unconditional love that has given me this courage to stand in front of all of you to share my story. 真的不是我的才能，是他给我的恩典。Because if God is for me, then who can be against me? You know, friends, during this joyous Christmas season, I believe many of you are having a well-deserved break right now. You have worked so hard over the past 1 year. Some of you may have just gone back from your holiday, and some are actually planning to leave Singapore tonight to have a nice holiday with your loved ones. Christmas is truly about spending quality time with your loved ones, exchanging Christmas gifts. I know that. But I also believe that there are some of you out there who might be spending Christmas alone. You might go to parties, have fun with your friends, laugh with them, but you will go home feeling extremely empty and lonely on the inside. How many of you know what I'm talking about? You know, you're in a room filled with people, but somehow you can't help but feel so lonely on the inside. Because you feel that nobody truly understands what you are going through. 你所面对的困境，你的痛，没人知道。So what do? You tend to keep everything to yourself. Your past hurts, your past pains, your worries, your disappointments, your fears, your heart, your broken heart. Based on my experience, I know that there is only one person who knows and understands exactly what you are going through and how you're feeling on the inside. And that is 耶稣基督, that's Jesus Christ. Psalms 56:8, it says, "You keep track of all my sorrow. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one of my tears in your book." This particular verse has given me great comfort during my darkest moments. I realized that 我所流的每一滴眼泪，它都没有浪费。The Bible says that God is very close to the brokenhearted. He will turn our tears of sorrows into tears of joy. 他能够把我们悲伤的眼泪换成喜乐的眼泪。During this Christmas, my dear friends, my sisters and my brothers out there, are you willing? Are you willing to just surrender and let go of your pride, your ego, your anger, your shame, your anxiety, pain, heartache, illness, and despair, and cry out to Jesus and say, "Father, Jesus, I can't do this on my own anymore. I'm so tired. I'm about to give up. I need your help." Today, this morning, this afternoon, let me tell you the good news. I have received the greatest gift of all gifts during Christmas a few years ago. And you go tell Him, "God, I am willing to give all of me, in exchange of all of you. So please don't fight so hard anymore on your own, because you're truly not alone. Just open up your heart and take that one step of faith towards God. And trust me, He would take that 1,000 steps, 10,000 steps towards you. Because all Jesus wants to show you is that He is the truth, the way, and the life. 他是道路，他是真理，他是生命。I have made many decisions, bad decisions in my life. But one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life was to become a daughter of God, 成为上帝的孩子。I gave my heart to all the wrong people. 我把我那颗心交给错误的人 because they abused it, they even crushed it, and they threw it away. But the moment I gave my heart to Jesus, not only does He cherish it, He actually engraved my very name on the palm of His hands. 他的手掌心，他刻我的名字在他的手掌心。Belinda 李心玉，我的宝贝女儿。That's how much I know He loves me. So go ahead, friends, go ahead and allow Jesus to come into your life as your Christ and Savior. Trust me, when you do that, your life will never be the same again. I don't promise you a bed of roses, but it will be a transformational one. Remember this, no matter how you feel on the inside today, you are made for greatness. Never allow anyone to tell you this. Can everybody put your hand on your chest, on your heart, 把你的手放在你的心这里好吗？你的胸前 and repeat after me 3 times that I am made for greatness, 好不好？ 1, 2, 3. I am made for greatness. One more time. I am made for greatness. The 3rd time, I want you to close your eyes and say it out loud to yourself. 1, 2, 3. I am made for greatness. Yes, you are made for greatness. I believe in one thing. Not everybody is born to do great things like Bill Gates or Mother Teresa, but I believe with all my heart that everybody is born to do small things in a great way. So let all of us be an effective ambassador for God in the marketplace, in our homes, and in everything that we do. May God's goodness and mercy continue to follow you and all those around you for the rest of your lives. You are made for greatness. Thank you very much and have a Merry, Merry Christmas. 圣诞